clan of Dyken. Excellent band. Well, thanks for coming to
and it seemed the German and American Army were having some maneuvers right where this peaceful place we had settled. I went into the teepee and there was about half the German Army and half the American Army, about 40 people, and this big bowl of hashish going round and round and round.
You must have been Grafenwöhr maybe or something.
This guy got so stoned he left his bazooka in my sleeping bag. I said, "What's this?" Oh my God! This guy came back at 2 in the morning. "Hey man, you got my rocket launcher," and it was extremely
Yeah, these
odd.
Germans were really heavily into hashish in the 70s. I showed up there once. Supposedly the bus came through Cambridge as I was leaving engineering, and they said to me, they were looking for you, they were actually looking for Werner Gründel here, and I said, come on, you must be pulling my leg. And I was then leaving and was trying to join the hog farm with my 4 kids. I subsequently actually showed up at the hog farm and couldn't make up my mind if I wanted to work with Buckminster Fuller, Solari, or who knows who. You know, it was really, I'm still, this is partially why I'm talking so much. This is probably the strangest television
I
video.
took the pranksters to see Paolo Solari one point.
I saw him last year again. What do you think of his trip, actually?
Well, I think it's gorgeous myself.
It is.
You know, I'm familiar with most of his structures. My dad was an architect also.
Oh, wonderful.
And I think that, you know, to design cities that make sense for humanity rather than cash registers is a brilliant idea. And, you know, if we're to survive in the future, we've really got to think that way. What does he say? Miniaturization or death, something like that is one of Solari's things. I thought it would be really funny to hire a bunch of midgets and dwarfs to carry signs that say that, walk around Times Square. Eventually they'd get the attention of the media and then could do the pitch. I've been to his place in Scottsdale many times, the Earth House and all. I really honor the guy. And I'm sure he'd remember us in the buses too.
Yeah, he's still doing Theater of the Mind. He did last year. I had hoped I could join, but I had no funding. I had hoped I would go to Rio because I thought it was important, and I couldn't go. So ultimately, I always do whatever I do wherever I am. And it is
wherever you go, there you are.
Right. So, since your father was an architect, what do you think about? I've watched a lot of these alternative, you know, architecture ideas. The forest seems to be one thing that architects can actually design or build, and I have a feeling that people have lost the knowledge to care for that part. Are any people doing anything, or do you have any ideas of what people should do about the forest?
Well, I think that the most exciting work in the United States is happening in Los Angeles, where they really need it more than anywhere else in the world.
Right, sure.
And there's some folks there named Andy and Katie Lipkus, and they have an organization called Tree People, and they plant trees all over the area, millions of trees, get school children to do it. They have a facility at Coldwater Canyon where school buses are, you always see there, and little kids come and learn about the forest and reforestation and stuff like that. They have community outreach, and they're getting more and more people active in planting more and more trees in this area, which desperately needs trees because of all the smog and pollution and what have you. And they've also a book out that is spreading their message pretty far and wide about reforestation. SEVA is very interested in getting a good program going in Nepal, where the Himalayas are washing away through the monsoons into the plains of India, and all that soil comes and there's flood and devastation. And it's probably where the most significant place to put trees on the planet. But at the same time, the people there are so, well, their culture has them taking the leaves from the trees for fodder.
Everywhere, but it's everywhere.
Burning the
Africa.
trees for firewood, of course, everywhere. But this is the greatest place of, you want to figure out how to put your goodwill to do the most. But if you plant trees there, you have to have guards for them. Otherwise, they'll just, disappear them. So it's just, really tricky business.
Yeah, it dawned on me. I moved to Martha's Vineyard, and I saw a wooden ship come by that was built, as it said, from trees that some Portuguese king planted in 14th century. And no one does that kind of planting anymore. They have trees 500 years hence to build a structure with. No architecture in my school ever spoke of anything like this. We were taught how to do reinforced concrete and sewage pipes and railroad bridges and all this bullshit. And then lately since computer skyscrapers. And I really see a need in developing intelligent programming to re-educate people to the importance of forest development. I don't think.
Well, that's what this band that I'm traveling with, Dyken, is pushing around their song 7 Generations.
Right.
You're familiar, of course, with the Oxford Library trip, where the beams were beginning to rot, and then they found this thing in the annals of the historical writings of the games people that
never heard of it.
In their notes, it said that they had planted these special trees, and where they were located, that when the beams wore out, they should go and harvest these trees. And this was a notation made around the 1600s. They were thinking that around the 1900s they'd need these trees, so they planted them and left the thing where they were, which is amazing that they were thinking that far ahead that long ago.
Yeah, now this is what I lately have discovered. I tell to some solar people, I say, there's more that we have to start communicating about things than just in these kind of, and then putting it together and then maybe running it through a computer, I think. But anyway, I want to turn this off. I'm delighted that we had a chance to talk so much.